In 1945 to 1946 Germany, the Nuremberg trials, led by judges like Robert H. Jackson, were crucial to establishing rights for the millions of victims of war crimes and a responsibility to hold war criminals accountable for their actions, including the monstrosities committed under Adolf Hitler's regime, resulting in over 5,000 convictions of Nazi leaders like Rudolf Hess and Hermann Göring, and setting a significant legal precedent for future human rights protections worldwide. In the aftermath of World War II, humanity faced an unprecedented challenge: how to respond to the unimaginable atrocities of the Holocaust and the crimes of the Nazi regime. Over 6 million Jews and countless others were persecuted, tortured, and murdered in what remains one of history's darkest chapters. The Nuremberg trials, held from 1945 to 1946, marked the first time that leaders were held accountable on a global stage for crimes against humanity, war crimes, and genocide. These trials sought to deliver justice to the millions of victims who had suffered unimaginable horrors, and enforce accountability to prevent future atrocities, and set a legal precedent that still shapes international law today. By establishing that individuals, regardless of rank or position, could be held responsible for their actions, the trial reinforced the idea that justice and human rights must transcend borders and political systems.
World War II left a scarred world. Over 60 million people had died, including 6 million Jews who were systematically murdered in the Holocaust. The Nazi regime's atrocities were deliberate, organized, and executed with chilling precision. From extermination camps to forced labor, their crimes affected millions of lives. The Allied powers recognized the need for a unified response. Justice had to be served, not only for the sake of the victims, but to prevent future leaders from committing similar crimes. They selected Nuremberg, a symbolic city for the Nazi regimes, as the location for the first international trial.
For the victims of the Nazi crimes, the Nuremberg trials represented a powerful acknowledgement of their suffering. Survivors of the Holocaust and other atrocities testified their experiences, ensuring their voices were heard in a way that had never happened before. These testimonies brought the unimaginable to light, forcing the world to confront the brutal reality of the Holocaust. By establishing the concept of crimes against humanity, the trials highlighted the rights of all people to live free from systematic persecution and violence.
At the heart of the Nuremberg trials was the principle of responsibility. The trials made it clear that the actions of individuals, and not just governments, must be held to account. High-ranking Nazi officials were charged with crimes that included planning aggressive war, orchestrating genocide, and violating international treaties. Prosecutors like Robert H. Jackson made it clear that these individuals orchestrated the policies and machinery of death, from concentration camps to military invasions, leaving no room for excuses or denial. These sentences sent a clear message: even the most powerful leaders are not above the law. They must answer for the consequences of their actions. These leaders could no longer claim that they were just following orders. The trials reinforced that the moral responsibility transcends hierarchy and personal allegiance. The Nuremberg principles live on today, reminding us that no leader can escape justice when their actions violate the fundamental rights of others.
The Nuremberg trials established a legal framework for addressing atrocities. These principles laid the foundation for international law and became the basis for future trials addressing genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. The concept that individuals are accountable to their international community, not just their own governments, became a cornerstone of justice. The Nuremberg trials directly inspired the creation of later tribunals, including those addressing the Rwandan genocide in the 1990s and the war crimes during the Yugoslav wars. In both cases, individuals were held responsible for orchestrating mass killings, forced deportations, and other crimes against humanity. In 2002, the International Criminal Court was established, further solidifying the legacy of Nuremberg. The International Criminal Court prosecutes individuals for the gravest crimes, including genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes, ensuring that justice has a global reach. The legal precedents established in Nuremberg go beyond courtrooms. They remind us that justice is a collective effort and that protection of human rights is a shared responsibility for all of mankind.
The impact of the Nuremberg trials extends far beyond the courtroom. They shaped how the world remembers the past and educates future generations about the importance of human rights. These trials serve as a reminder that justice is not just about punishing the guilty, it is about building a world where such crimes can never occur again. The principles set at Nuremberg became the foundation for new global commitments, from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights to the establishment of the International Criminal Court. These achievements stem from the legal and moral precedents established during the trials. While challenges remain, the Nuremberg trials prove that the international community has the power to act, ensuring accountability and affirming that even in the darkest moments, justice can prevail. The Nuremberg trials were more than a moment in history. They were a turning point. They marked the first time humanity collectively held its leaders accountable for crimes against humanity, genocide, and war crimes, paving the way for future international justice systems. By establishing the rights of victims and the responsibilities of those in power, these trials set a powerful and enduring precedent. They serve as a reminder that the fight for human dignity and accountability transcends time and borders. As we reflect on their legacy, we are called to continue striving for a world where justice prevails and the horrors of the past are never repeated. The principles born in that courtroom remind us that silence in the face of injustice is not an option, and it is our collective duty to safeguard human rights for generations to come.